This program contains some material that many parents would not find suitable for children under the age of 14. Viewer discretion is advised. What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Collector Shot. Before I dive into our show, first off, I just want to thank everybody that's been continuing to watch this series. I'm glad everybody's enjoying it. I'm getting some great feedback. I want to continue doing it because I enjoy doing it. I enjoy talking to other collectors and people from all walks of life. So we're going to start getting some other people on. If you guys are interested, I know I say it at the end of the video, I'm going to say it at the beginning of the video now. If you guys are interested in seeing me interview anybody in particular that you're interested in, comment below and I will try my best to make it happen. Obviously, I can't promise whether people are going to, respond to my messages or, have the time in their schedule. So I'm going to try my best to get on whoever you guys ask for. So just wanted to throw that out there. So on this episode, I have the one, the only, my man Jay Pizzle, Josh Pence. We talk about what's been going on, transparency, YouTube, collecting, just and him being on Twitch and what that's been like. And we just have a fun conversation because, again, we're old buddies and it's fun just catching up and having a good time and just talking about stuff. So, guys, again, I will leave the link in the description below for Josh's channel, Josh's Twitch, Josh's Instagram. Make sure you go check him out. Make sure you go show him some love and support. And let's go ahead and get this interview on the way. What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of The Collector Shot. Joining me is fellow friend, fellow YouTuber, fellow hot toy collector, and most importantly these days, Twitch streaming enthusiast. My man, the one and only Jay Pizzle, Josh Pence. What up, my man?
What's up, man?
I miss your face.
What I said last time? Long time no talk.
Long time no see. Talk. Yeah. No, this is awesome. This is awesome, man. Thanks for coming on, dude. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. Dude, this is the first time I think, I want to say since like September that I've even been on a video besides yesterday, like when I posted one.
Yeah, I saw dude, that, man. I watched
wild.
your video from yesterday, dude. You just, it's like one of those like lifestyle update things, like, where we are in life and what's going on. And you know what, dude, honestly, like that's the one thing like I give you credit for that most people don't do. Is you always talk about full transparency and how you're transparent about everything and how you're so open about that, dude. And that's awesome, man. Like I wish I can give people full transparency, but I think if I did, it would scare the shit out of them. So, dude, people don't know what goes on in this world.
No, and I don't know, man. I've rewatched your episode with Brian, and you said you've been doing this like 5 years now.
5 years or
something.
Man.
Yeah.
5
I think
years,
I'm at like 4 or 5 too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll just say 5 just to meet in the middle. But like, dude, I feel like I said in the video yesterday, man, I feel like it's so off brand for me to have been this disconnected. But I always like try to give like an update.
Yeah.
If I've been absent or if I do a live stream, it's normally just event and stuff. So, but honestly, man, I was kind of surprised at how many good comments I have and like how many like personal messages where people are like, yo, I'm glad to see you back. I'm like,
people care. People care, man. Listen,
yeah.
I'm starting to learn this myself secondhand that people are vested in us. People take the time out of their days to watch our content and to message us and all that stuff. People, when we don't show up or we disappear for a while or anything like that, people always like Mike's one of them all the time. Mike goes through spurts where, he'll put out a video for like a month and then he'll disappear. And then he'll tell me like when I see him, like people are messaging him like, hey, when are you putting out a video? It's like seriously, like people are invested in our lives. So, I mean,
wild.
But it's great though that you've got that outcry and that outreach where people want to check up on you and make sure you're doing all right. I mean, obviously people don't realize that you are putting out content. You're just on Twitch.
Yeah, like, and that's why I said in the video, I was like, yo, I'm literally live every single day on Twitch. It's just, it doesn't cost me really a lot of money to play on Twitch as it would to go make videos and all that. So yeah.
And we can dive into that. But one of the things I like to do, obviously we can't do this because it's like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Normally I like to take a quick little guzzle of something, but it's kind of hard to do. So I just have a thing of like iced tea right here. So cheers to you, good sir. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. And here's to a fun-filled interview.
Yes, sir. Look at us being healthy.
Oh yeah, we're totally on that right now. Brian is listen, with the amount of videos that Brian tagged us in yesterday on Instagram, I was like, holy shit, man. I was like, dude, you got to slow it down, bro. I'm like, I can't keep up with this. I'm like, I'm trying to do work. I'm trying to, do stuff with my family. And he's like, hashtag be fit. I'm holding Seth and Josh accountable. I love it though, man. I'm so glad that he came up with this, and listen, we all need to be held accountable for things in our life. So I mean, it's just looking forward to it. But dude, fill me in on Twitch, man. What's happening on Twitch? What's life on Twitch like?
Dude, in real, I'll just sum it up. It's good, man. Like I would say it is better than most people, like including in all of Twitch. Like I'm in the top, like higher percentage just because I have viewership. Like 10 to 15 viewers doesn't sound like a lot to like us on YouTube, but dude, it is a struggle to hold viewership on Twitch. And I've met a lot of like honestly very, very good friends on there. Like I've been invited to weddings already, like through people I've never met. Like we have plans to like all meet up because we literally play every single day together, dude. Like I spend more time with them than I do with Karina because the way that their job works out, like since I'm obviously like unemployed until recent, they worked like through maybe like half day or towards the night. So from like 7 o'clock in the morning, 6:30, I play all the way up till Karina gets home at like 4, and I'm with them the entire time. And it's built great friendships, man. It's just like YouTube, but it's like more like not real life, but real time interaction.
Yeah, real time.
Yeah. That's what I was talking about. So, and I mean, I've actually made some money. Nothing really like profitable, but it's disposable income at the end of the day. Like it's paid the house payment a couple months.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. I mean, listen, we all do what we can, within our, within our means and our constraints. So, I mean, but yeah, dude, I mean, I've jumped in a couple of those Twitch streams watching you play Call of Duty. I've even had the pleasure of playing Call of Duty with you while you and Jared were on those streams. And man, I mean, like I'm so out of touch with Call of Duty. Like I felt like I was the guy just running around in circles with the gun, and you're like, hey, go here. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow you guys. And then in the midst of everything, I get killed. And I'm like, hey, can you guys come get me? And then of course, secretly under every one of those guys' breath that we were playing with, they're like, oh, this fucking guy, why did they invite him? Oh, God, this guy.
Dude, that was fun though.
I mean, honestly, dude, like I haven't picked up a controller in like forever. And like we just obviously we just had Christmas, and I just bought my kids one of the new Xboxes for Christmas.
Oh, nice.
So my older son comes up to me the other day. He's like, hey, Dad, he's like, you want to come play Ultimate Fighting with me? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, what the hell? Let's give it a shot. Dude, I swear to God, my kid like wrecked me like multiple times. And I'm like, I am so out of touch with video games. And I mean, I used to be a big dude. I used to live, eat, breathe, and sleep Call of Duty, and it's just, that I was a camper, dude. I would straight up camp like there was no tomorrow, dude.
Yeah, dude, games have evolved so much, and like just the gaming industry, obviously, as you know, it's wild what it is now. So crazy.
But that's cool though, man. I mean, you're doing something at least to keep yourself entertained in the meantime. So so you put out the video yesterday, just giving people an update, and then you were obviously telling people that you're going to be making a comeback. Obviously things pending, and and one of the things that you said actually kind of clicked with me a little bit, where you talked about like spending.
Yeah,
and it's like I had a gut check moment. What was it? I think it was Saturday. I was at Tate's, and the Iron Patriot, the new Iron Patriot, was there, and I was like,
so expensive.
After seeing the pictures and then seeing it in person, I was just kind of like, meh, and it's like, it's $470. It's like, do I really go and pick it up?
Dude, that's how I've been like as of late with some stuff, man. It's just like, I mean, I think the figure looks great, but I mean, technically after taxes, dude, you're looking at close to
like $5 bills. Yeah, man.
That's a lot, man, for that.
And especially considering the fact of where my collection is going right now at the moment, where like I'm solely focusing on like wrestling, Like that's
Yeah.
like my jam right now. So it's like I'm trying to get like all the old school Hasbro figures, a lot of the AEW Chase figures, which obviously anybody knows the word Chase. You're already looking at buku bucks.
Yeah.
So so it's like I'm thinking, okay, $470. I can probably get a shit ton of those Hasbros, or I can get maybe like 2 or 3 AEW Chases. What's more important to me right now at the moment?
Dude, exactly, man. And that's kind of where I've been, which is why like I said in the video, like I sold a hot toy, so I bought one that I wanted. Like, dude, I still have like hot toys that I purchased over a year ago that are still sitting here, but the weirdo in me wants something new. Like, even though technically all of these are new to me because I haven't really opened them, I still want something that's like newly released. And
I hear you.
That's why, like, I've settled down. I'm just like, okay, if I sell one, then I will feel okay with buying one because it's money that I didn't have. It's money that I don't have towards anything else.
Yeah, you're offsetting your costs. Yeah.
Yes. So, and then that makes me feel a little better. But like I said, with hopefully being able to acquire some sort of income and have a job, like I'm just going to just chill, man, because I'm not in the position anymore to where I can go and buy 3 or 4 hot toys in a weekend and just be like, that was good. And, it's.
Yeah, you get that instant gratification anymore, and then it's done. That's it.
Yeah. And with the past like year, really, because the first year of like COVID, I was still buying a lot because that's when I had that stuff from Brian. And
oh yeah.
I had that disposable income where it's just like, fuck it, pretty much. Let's just run it and buy it. And now I don't have that, but the last year made me realize like I don't need all that stuff anymore to be that happy or to be satisfied. Like, dude, we've been going to concerts, we've been going overnights with friends and just like having fun, man. And I realized that I can now do both. When before I thought I could only like collect to make me happy and do all that stuff, but now one hot toy every other month or whatever, and like I said, pepper in like these little like I don't know, 6-inch figures, I guess you could say, the Lightning collection, the NECA stuff, just to like kind of cure that little bug.
Yeah, get rid of the itch a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then because I picked up the battle damage in-game Thanos from the toy department because I pre-ordered through them. And honestly, dude, I didn't even want to buy it, but I wasn't going to cancel out my pre-order with them because they're a local shop. So I was like, okay. So I sold a couple of things. I bought it, dude. I brought it home and I opened it. I was like, damn. I was like, this is pretty cool. I was like, this looks good.
So it's funny. It's funny that you mentioned that because it's like I have the original. I have the non-battle damaged. Thanos.
That's the regular one.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I'm like, do I really need the battle damaged one? I mean, it's kind of cool that it came with like the nano, the nano gauntlet, but it's like that's really, to me, that's the only difference between the two. And then obviously the battle damaged portrait. So I was just like, you know what? I'm like, I don't need to spend the money on that. I'm like, I'm happy with the regular, with the regular version, and that's the same thing with the Mark 85. Everybody's like, oh, I want the Mark 85 because it comes with the battle damaged, Tony Stark portrait and the nano gauntlet doing the snap. And I'm like, nah, I'm like, I like the non-battle damaged Mark 85. I'm good with that. It's like to me, it's just at that point, you're just buying duplicates of the same figure. So it's like, and it's funny because I got messages from people like, oh, why are you picking this up? I'm like, no, I'm like, why would I want 2 of the same figures?
Yeah, see, so like I said, that's the original, like the normal end game. Dude, I got that for $200. That's why
you'd be stupid not to.
And then I buy the battle damage through a toy department because it at least saves me on shipping. And so like any like die cast or big figures going forward, I'm just going through them, because shipping from Sideshow is just ridiculous. So I have the battle damage Iron Man 2, which I guess I'm just going to keep, man, because I like both of them. I'm a weirdo, and just for some reason, those are good. But I agree with you on buying the duplicates, man, because if I didn't get that for the price, I would have just gotten the battle damage because it comes with that head sculpt where like the defeated face, like right before he snaps, he's like, oh, it comes with that face and like the angry face. So I thought that was better than this one, in my opinion. So I would have just gotten the battle damage. But when I got that for that cheap, I was like, I'll just get both. And if I really want to, I could sell him and almost pay off this.
Oh, well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, at some point, if like another hot toy comes out that you want, you've got, okay, which version do I like more? And then you can just be like, all right, I'm going to keep this one and I'm going to sell that one. And then that's, it. You know,
Who
for
knows?
$200, dude. Yeah, you'd be
Yeah.
stupid to pass that up. I mean, listen, there are Hot Toys that, you know, people have messaged me about buying, and I'm like, oh, I'm like, how much do you want for it? And when they tell me the price, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, I'd be stupid enough to pass that up. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
worst case scenario, I hold on to it for a little bit, and then, you know, if I really don't have the feels about it, then I'll just sell it and try to trade up to something else.
Dude, that's exactly how my feeling is. And honestly, who knows, man? Like the clean version could end up being more expensive because the battle damage isn't what everyone thought or something, or everyone wants the clean version because everything else is clean besides the 85 and they don't want to buy the 85. Like there's multiple ways for how this community works, man.
You could look at it from multiple points. I mean, like, and like what you were saying, like where you have Hot Toys that you haven't even opened up yet, dude. I've got, let me see, they're tucked underneath my desk. I've got one, two, think I've got like 4 of them under here that it's probably almost close to a little over a year that I haven't even opened yet, you know, just because I haven't had the time to get to it.
Well, for a while, me and you we live streamed like a couple of weeks, like on and off, where we were opening up just to slim down the pile.
Just to get, oh, dude, I mean, you remember that picture I sent you where I had that corner pile, and I had like 20 of them just sitting in the corner, and everybody's like, oh my God, what is wrong with you? And I'm like,
dude, it happens, man. And that's why, like, I think there's only a select few people like us in the community to where we're just disgusting in that manner of just like we need stuff at all times, dude. Like Lego, dude. I literally have, you know what the modular sets are, right?
Oh yeah.
Obviously, I know you're like a Lego guy now, so I just want to make sure, dude. I have like 8 modular sets sealed. I spent $600 on one set when I was with Brian in Atlanta. Haven't even touched it since I was in Atlanta last time.
Yeah, but how old is that set?
It's ridiculous. I'm talking from the point of I spent that much money and I haven't even looked at it since then.
Listen,
but I wanted it. I needed it.
I've got piles of again, I can relate. I've got piles of unopened Lego sets in my storage unit because, you know, the Lego, you know, because the Lego Lounge, you know, it depends on the build, you know, like, you know, like, what is it? Like the Ecto one took me like 8 episodes to build. I think the Razor Crest took me like 4 or 5. You know, and then Voltron took me a couple, which I'm regretting opening up Voltron, secretly regretting opening that.
What's that?
Because Voltron is just going up in price. And if I kept it sealed, because originally it was like 100, originally like brand new from Lego when it first released, it was like $180.
Mm-hmm.
And then like when I bought it, I paid $250 for it. And then, and it was sealed, still sealed, brand new, not opened. And then like I've seen them now, they're going for like $500-600, dude.
How old is that set?
I think it's like 2 years old.
Damn, that's a huge jump.
But it's Voltron, and the vintage nostalgia stuff is huge right now. So it's like it's like you know, again, it's like I'm kind of kicking myself. I was hoping that when I put the vote up in the group that people weren't going to vote for me to open it. So you know, so George is like, they voted, you got to fucking open it. And I'm
that's true.
You know, so but yeah, man. I mean, you know, again, I'm like you. I got like piles of Lego sets. Like I have the Milano that I still have got to build. I have all these other Legos, dude. A whole corner of my storage unit is just all Lego stuff. So it's like, again, we're starting the Lego Lounge back up tomorrow. So hopefully I'll, you know, we'll start getting back on that. But, you know, I understand what you're saying about like, you know, buying stuff and having it. And it's like, I've actually learned, because this is one of my issues. And I've actually learned this through talking through you and Mike and Brian and everybody. I used to think that people used to watch me just to see what I bought.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then now as time has gone on, it's people don't watch for what I buy. People just watch because I'm a personality, you know, and people watch for that. So now I'm kind of like in the mindset, okay, do I need to really be spending the way that I used to be spending? If I pick up 1 or 2 things, it's not that big of a deal, where as I would go out on a hunt and I would spend like $500, you know, on a mix of Legends, Hot Toys, you know, and other knickknacks and doodads that, you know, just didn't really hold anything because I felt like I needed to buy something for the video.
Yeah, on a video that you'll probably make like $45 from.
Yeah, if that. if that, if that.
So you can't even say that you're trying to make the video worth it at all. But dude, I mean, I'm with you, man. There was there was a period of time where like I said, dude, when I was collecting those Mythic Legions, dude, there was one weekend I literally spent like $1,500 on like 7 of them. Like it was ridiculous, man. I was so sick to myself that I did that, and I was just like, why I just have like this weird need to just buy. Like when I start something, I have to get everything like as quick as possible.
Yep.
And like, did I have the Bestman Luke 2-pack, the DX Hot Toys pack?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I remember when you bought that.
I bought it like literally a year ago, and I'm like, man, this is so sick, so cool. Still sitting there. I've looked at it like 3 times. I took an Instagram picture of it. I look at it maybe once every couple months. I'm like, man, I really need to open that. And I just don't, but I love knowing that I have it. Like, it's just like this weird thing. Of, like,
no, hey, look, dude, 100% totally with you. So like once I decided to get back into my passion now, which is wrestling. Mm-hmm. So I was like, all right, where am I going to start? Where am I going to, and how am I going to achieve this without going overboard? Yeah. So I realized that I really don't want to buy any of the WWE Elites, nor do I want to buy any of the basics. I want to go all in on the Ultimate Edition figures.
Is that like the white and red box?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm playing catch up, because when I finally decided to make that move, they were already on like wave 10. So I had to go back and get the last 9 sets, and all those are like stupid, ridiculous money. I think the most I spent on just one of them was $200, and that was for the Amazon exclusive Rock. And then some of them are worth like more than that, like the Shawn Michaels, the Bret Hart, the Brock Lesnar, the Triple H. I mean, they all go for stupid money, and I have them all. I've got them all. I've got them all now. I'm all up to date. Mm-hmm. Which is good, thank God, because now I can just buy them at retail. Now I can just buy them at retail. And I'm okay, and I can live with myself.
So those were all available at retail at one point, besides obviously the Amazon exclusive.
The $30 retail.
Wrestling, honestly, there was a very short period of time where I collected wrestling figures. Like, it's just one of those weird waves. I did not realize the market in wrestling, man. Like, oh yeah. Dude, if you ever come up to Ohio, not to like completely change subjects,
I'm coming. I want to go. I'm making 2022 is going to be my world tour. So
there's a shop up here, and I've made plenty of videos where they have like hundreds and hundreds of like old wrestling figures, like from the Jack Specific days on up, and it's since he's been there when he was doing his wrestling things, like they're good people there. Like, it's a big wrestling shop. So when you come, I'll definitely take you to a lot of the cool local spots, man.
We're coming, man. That's one of my dude. I'm planning on trying to hit up as many places as I can this year, regardless of what my wife says. So it's like, you're not going anywhere, bitch. I'm gonna go where the hell I want.
It's world tour time.
Stop me, thing. Stop me. So, but yeah, man, like, honestly, like, I didn't realize like how stupid money like a lot of these like Ultimate Editions were. And I had to went back. I did a trade and cash for like 7 of them that I needed. It was Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Brock Lesnar, Triple H, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, and I forgot who the other person was. There were 7 of them. I traded the Tokar and Razor NECA 2-pack, and I gave the guy, I think it was like $400 in cash.
Damn.
For to get those, dude. I mean, it's like they're stupid money for those old ones.
That's crazy, man.
And even now, I am up to date on all the AEW figures.
Wow.
I have all the figures with the exception of a few of the chases. Now, there are a lot of these chases that are just gonna be so far out of reach. There's like the very first chase in the very first set, which is the Cody, and I think it was like 1 out of 500.
Yeah,
dude, that thing goes for like $5,000. It ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Jared found a chase at his Walmart a while back.
Yeah, I know. Jared sends me the pictures all the time and fucking teases me. That scumbag. So, and what is it? David did that not too long ago too. David found 2 Hangman Page chases, and he sent me the picture, and I'm like, all right, dude. I'm like, how much? And he's like, what do you mean how much? And I'm like, how much? I'm like, I'll pay you. I'm like, listen, I'm like, I know the figure's $20. I'm like, I'll slip you a hundo, and we'll call it, we'll call it a day. That way you make $80 on it and you get gas money back and whatnot. And he goes, oh, I'll let you know.
I'll let you know.
Yeah. I love him, man. I love David. David's the best, man. But yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, it's just funny though. But yeah, dude, it's like the extreme lengths I'm going through to like get like some of these figures. Honestly, Whatnot has become like the most dangerous place known to mankind for me.
Yeah, I haven't ventured
Stay away
there yet.
Well, stay away.
Little spoiler. When does this video go out?
Oh, it'll probably go out. It'll probably go out next week at some point.
Well, maybe by the time this video is out, I'm doing a brand deal with them where
nice.
I'm doing the whole little like they send me money, I buy on the app, I review how the process and all that stuff's going,
awesome.
Type of thing. Yeah, so
though, dude, that's cool. That's cool stuff. That's stuff to look forward to. But yeah, dude, that app is dangerous. Dangerous. Like I went on. So here's how I got kicked onto that. The Major Wrestling pod guys, Matt and Brian and Mark, they did a live stream on there where they were selling some of their stuff. So I was able to snag a few things. And then after their stream ended, I was like, oh, what else is on here? So then I found a couple other guys that were doing shows where they were selling wrestling figures. And dude, they were selling these figures for like dirt cheap. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, I need these Hasbros because I'm trying to get the old ones. So like, dude, I'm almost every night when I get an opportunity, I sit down on the couch and I turn on the phone and I'm like looking through shit. Dude, honestly, like I swear to God, my wife's going to kill me if she comes up to me one more time and she's going to be like, if I see another charge from Whatnot in the goddamn bank, she goes, I'm going to cut your balls off. And I'm just going to be like,
wow. So it's really like that addicting.
Dude, I've gotten it's somewhere around. Dude, I've got shit all over the place.
My man's looking on the ceiling right now.
Yeah, dude. I got this Greg the Hammer Valentine. This figure is mint. The paint on this is mint. Okay, dude, I picked this up for $6. This is like at least a $20 to $30 figure.
Wow. I mean, I guess because it's auction and like if you know what they have and no one else knows.
Yeah, it's not even knowing what they have or what they know. It's that I'm looking for this stuff from my personal collection. So if nobody's bidding on it, you bet your ass I'm gonna swoop in there and be like, yes, I need that. Click, please.
Yeah. Wow. That's incredible. Well, I hope I can find some stuff.
It's dangerous. You're gonna find a lot of figures more than anything. You're not gonna find like Hot Toys and stuff like that because it's like people start the bidding at like, a couple of bucks. And like, I've seen people lose their ass on stuff. So it's like, you've got to be real cautious about what you what you put up there. I mean, I saw somebody put a pop up there for $1 and it went for $1. And I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, this person just took like a $9 bath plus the shipping on the pop. So it's like, but it's definitely a cool, if you're a buyer, it's an amazing place.
Okay.
So
keep that in mind.
Definitely worth, listen, I'm waiting for somebody to like be like, oh yeah, we're doing Hot Toys.
Dude, that's what I was hoping for. But
yeah,
that ain't happening.
So, I don't know if the Hot Toy, I mean, it might take a while for that kind of a following to build up for someone to do Hot Toys, but I mean, I'm hoping eventually it happens, but it would be cool, man. So Castle Dub Part 2.
Yeah.
You feeling it? You think it's gonna happen?
I am hoping so, and I don't even want to say this, but I'm 99.9% sure I have plans for that weekend that I don't know will be able to be rescheduled. And I am just hoping that I'm wrong, or I'm hoping that they get canceled. But I'm pretty sure I have plans, and I'm very heartbroken about that because I planned this like 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Like actually probably even longer than that.
Well, we're still working on planning all that stuff. Nothing's even finalized yet.
Well, isn't it for Toylanta?
Yeah, it's for Toylanta, and I think I don't know if we're gonna get I mean, listen, in a perfect world, everybody wants the castle but me. So I don't need that in my life, dude. I don't need to go back there and be reminded of the hauntings and the shit that went down, and I don't need to wake up and dolls be hidden underneath my bed, and and
That
shit.
video
But
that I did was great because that was
I
one of the
loved it. I loved it.
that
That
was
was
one of the
great.
only videos that I've done where it was like almost no toy content. Like I know you did like a whole like separate video of it. Obviously,
Yeah.
Brian does little to no toy stuff in his videos, but like for me, it was really funny because I remember I threw the text that I sent you, and I like told them about it. I don't know, dude. It was just really funny.
That was
Like
great.
I
I
enjoyed
loved
that.
watching. I loved watching that video, and then just like watching the whole planning
Yeah.
unfold of everything. And obviously, one of my favorite moments is the cake. The cake was the cake.
Yeah.
The cake was one of the best ones, and it was so funny too because me and Mike purposely were going to pin that on Jan just because of all the crap that Jan was giving you. So it was going to make it so believable that it was something that Jan
100%.
was going to do.
Dude, yeah,
Oh
that
my
was a
God,
great
dude.
trip.
That was a
All in
great
all,
trip, man. I can't wait to do that again where we just
Yeah.
and you know what, like even like what Brian said, like, yesterday, just like we go hang out. We don't even film. We just bullshit and hang out and have a good time and just relax. And it's like, and again, that goes back to like one of the things like I was talking about, like how I need to learn how to disconnect. I tell I haven't missed a hunt video. I haven't missed a Tuesday video in 5 years, dude. I mean,
crazy.
It's like I'm always afraid if I miss that one video, that's going to be the end of it, So it's like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't even know if this will make you feel better, but I would say we're almost the same stature in the community. You've been way more active, so you're above me. But dude, I've taken
I'm not
a week or
I'm
two
not above
breaks,
anybody.
and I've been able to get that trajectory back. So
yeah,
not saying that's saying you should miss a week if you ever feel like it, but coming from someone who's obviously unplugged for a while and plugged back in, it'll always be there.
and I've seen people do that, where
Yeah.
they've unplugged and they come back. It's just unfortunately in my realm, it's just become such a way of life, and it's so routine. And I am a person of routine that I just don't like breaking my
It's your
routine.
habit.
Yeah. But dude, it's funny. It's like, yeah, we're on the same level, dude. I'm on nobody's level, dude. You guys have been doing this shit way longer than me. I look up to you. I look up to you guys, man. I look up to you. I look up to Cincy. I look up to Craig. You guys have been doing all this shit way longer than me, man. I'm just a squirrel. I'm just a squirrel in everybody's world, man.
Dude, like everyone who you mentioned, like obviously including us as well, Focus. I just think we've been super blessed to have like a community built around us that truly cares about, like you were saying earlier, like about us and who's interested in us. Because you think about a lot of other, like if it was just like a review channel, like people mainly watch reviews because of the figure and because they do enjoy the person. But
they want information.
Us,
they want information too.
But for us, dude, like we could literally make like a more lifestyle video next time we all hang out, and I guarantee it'll do just as good, if not better, as a normal like toy centric video.
And that's kind of like the path I'm headed down right now. Like I started, the past 2 videos I've done, the hunt videos I've done, I've incorporated more lifestyle stuff into it. Like, like I brought my son with some little Poppin. So
people loved it.
Oh yeah, people were like, "Oh my God, your son's a star. He's totally going to overtake you." And I'm like, "Oh well, that makes me feel good."
That's what people say about Parker, man. When I was, because I mean, dude, they've low key watched him grow up the past like 4 or 5 years, man. I mean, since he was like 2, he's been in my videos, and now like I put him in a video like whatever last time. They're like, "Wow, he's so big, like he can talk, like so much better," and just the way that him and I like interact, and people notice it and they love it.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's great. I mean, listen, the kids, my son's a trip, man. I mean, it was funny because we were at his soccer practice the other night, and I guess there's this guy on TikTok, some Asian guy, and he screams out emotional damage. I don't know if you've ever seen that. If I find it, I'll send it to you, but it's pretty funny. And there's another clip where he like has a sandal in his hand and he's like yelling at somebody. He's like, "I will send you back to Jesus." Yeah. So my kid's playing soccer the other night, practicing with his team, and I'm like screaming at him from the sidelines. I'm like, "Hey," I'm like, "pick up the pace." He stops mid-run, looks at me, and he goes, "I will send you back to Jesus." Like to me. And the coach looks at me, and I'm like, so, and I'm like, "Jake," I'm like, "just come on." I'm like, "Run," I'm like, "Don't worry about Jesus." I'm like, "He'll be there after the game's over." All right. I'm like, but God, man, it's like the freaking, the kid's got such a personality on him,
That's hilarious.
And it's like, I remember, dude, honestly, like one of my favorite moments from last year is when I sent your kid the Slambulance.
Yeah,
And like
he
just to
still
see
plays with
like
it.
and just to see the pure enjoyment on his face, dude, that made it all worthwhile.
He got the AEW steel cage to go around his ring for
Ooh,
Christmas,
nice.
and he did that and Slam Events, man, and just he still plays with that thing.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
it's hilarious. So
But yeah, dude, I mean, listen, I mean, it's great that we're incorporating, like lifestyle stuff into it, because it is, because it's like, my toy hunts were just basically like, okay, here's store A, here's store B, there's no, there were a few like funny behind the scene things that would show up every once in a while. But, I like the idea of making it more lifestyle, trying to let people into my world a little bit, somewhat more, so they get to know me a little bit better as a person. So it's like that's kind of the goal. That's kind of the goal, one of the goals I have for this year. So
that'd be awesome, man. I mean, I think it's easily incorporated for you. I mean, because once again, going back to the dub episode, and I only refer to that because I just listened to it like a couple of days ago, I think, and just getting back to where you were saying like you've toned it down or you've changed or whatever. So I mean, I mean you're building into more of a you channel versus like what's popping, like high energy type of stuff, and that's what I think. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're putting on a character, but now I think the transition could be to where they really see more of you versus the character, if that makes sense.
And this is the thing, and this is why I'm doing the collector. This is why I started doing this series of interview shows and stuff like that, because I want to show people that I'm more than just a one liner and a fart joke. It's like I want to show people there's more to me, that I can actually hold an intelligent conversation,
Right.
with people, and speak in a very articulative your manner, and show that I am a little bit more educated than I let off in my
Right.
in my videos. There's more to Seth than what people really know. So
Yeah.
and again, so one of the things that, like, again, like I always talk about this with everybody, especially you and Brian, like I'm thankful that, again, like you said, we have this community amongst YouTubers, like where we can all be friends, we can all talk, and when we met in Atlanta, again, a lot of people don't know this, so this is obviously me opening up to the world. You know, one of the things I was looking forward to more than anything was just sitting down and actually talking to you about YouTube. And I was in a little bit of a fragile state when we were there, and like you helped me, and like we were talking things through, and things like that. So it's like it's great to have that support to lean on, especially with you just meeting me for the first time in person, and it was, the advice you gave me was great. I took it to heart, and I ran with it. So, thank you. I appreciate, that's one of the things I appreciate, man. Cause again, it's like finding people who can relate to what you're going through at that time period. It is tough. And again, finding people that you can lean on and can get you through it and give you advice. And I mean, you got me through that patch that I was going through. And I'm much better off. I'm much better off for it. I'm a much better person for it. And I don't let those things bother me anymore. I don't let those things control my life. So it's like, again, I appreciate that. So again, like what we said, like having that community to lean on one another is always huge. And I'm sure you have that with other guys too. I'm sure, you talk to Craig, and you talk to Cincy, you talk to Slapshot, so.
Yeah. I mean, especially with Kyle being like a local person, kind of like with Mike, same kind of thing. And it helps, man. But the biggest thing that I take away from that, dude, is just like, it shows the power and what we do. And it shows like how personable and relatable we truly are. I mean, we say this all the time to different people and to each other. It's like, dude, how in the hell did collecting toys bring us to this kind of friendship / relationship that we have, to where we meet for the first time? It's literally like we've been friends in person before, and we just like kind of picked up. There was nothing weird. Like we vibed instantly. You opened up, I opened up, like, and it was just easy to talk to. And dude, that's hard to find. And let alone like finding that locally with friends, or like rekindling high school friendships and being able to do that. But dude, through like the digital space and being able to do that, that's what blows my mind more than anything about views or this or that or deals we get. It's just like, how in the hell have we gotten to this point in our lives and world where I'm doing my videos, you're doing your videos, somehow we cross paths and we're great friends, and we can talk to each other like we've been like lifelong friends.
Yeah, like
about stuff.
like rolled buddies.
Yeah, like opening up that much about it. Like regardless, it's only YouTube, but like that's tough to talk about, man. Like there's a lot of things that I wouldn't be comfortable talking to just like a random viewer about, you know what I mean? Like, so to be able to have that and have that like camaraderie, dude, it's just mind blowing to me, man. And I always go back to that when I talk about YouTube and this or that. It's just, it amazes me, man. Like it really does. Like, and for me and Karina to have Brian in our lives specifically, like how much he's done for us and like everything that like I've been a part of his life with, and he's been a part of my life, like all toys aside, like actual real life problems. And it's just like, and that's all because, dude, I was live streaming with Cody, Foxy for real.
Yeah.
One night in Kentucky, we were plastered drunk. It was that time in my YouTube life where, dude, I would do like 4 to 6 hour live streams at night.
Jesus.
And I was like one of the, I'm not going to toot my horn, but I don't even know. I'm pretty sure I was like one of the first like toy people to do like live streams consistently. Yeah. I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but I think in this community, I was pretty close to doing it. But anyways, and dude, Brian randomly was in my chat. I had no idea who he was. I didn't know he did videos, anything. And we talked with him all night, and it was a great time. The next day, he messages me and Cody. He's like, yo, I really appreciated that. Like, it made me feel like I was there with you guys. And we're like, that's great, man. Like, thank you. And it just started from there. And that to me blows my mind to think about how that relationship started to where it's at now.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
well,
hell.
And that's the same thing that could be said about me, me and Mike. If it wasn't for Mike's kids stumbling upon my video and, them getting him to watch that, me and Mike would have never, our paths would have never crossed.
Yeah. And look at you guys now.
Yeah. And Mike's one of my closest friends. So it's funny how that, those little serendipitous things, work out like that.
Yeah, man.
And again, through Mike, Brian, and through Brian, now and you, we all linked up. It's we can do this. What is it like the thing of Kevin Bacon? What is it? What do they call it? Like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. We can do the 6 degrees of OG Geek.
It's just. Yeah, I mean, dude, it's just, I don't know, man. It's crazy. I mean, that's all I really have to keep saying about that. It's just, it's wild because sometimes, dude, I just like sit there and think about the relationships and the friendships that I have. And I'm just like, either through Twitch or YouTube or my closest friends in life. And I'm just like, what? Like, because I just think if I didn't do YouTube, go, buddy. If I didn't do Twitch, I wouldn't have these people in my life. And it's hard for me to imagine that. Because then I'm like, well, then what would I have if I didn't do this? You know what I mean? Like there are multiple people I can text and call almost at a moment's notice, and then I can have a conversation with or open up to about because of YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, it's amazing. It absolutely is.
To be honest,
a lot of people, it's funny though. Like through doing this, like a lot of people, and again, you know this firsthand just as well as I do. A lot of people will come and go. It's the real people that'll always stick by your side. So it's and again, like I've had a lot of friendships come and go through doing YouTube, and it's like everybody's like, oh, I want to be part of your circle. It's like, no, you don't want to be part of my circle. It's like, listen, it's like it's not even that. It's just it's like I've been burned so many times, and I'm sure you've been burned, and everyone's been burned. And we're just, as we've gotten older, as we've gotten wiser, we're just cautious about who we let into our world. So it's like don't take offense to it if we say no or we're not as open. It's just we're guarded because of what's happened to us in the past.
Well, dude, and it's just like, I mean, I'm only 31, but dude, I'm old enough to where I'm not trying to make like new friends easily. Like if I have mutual friends that have a friend and I get along with them, that's how I meet people.
Yeah.
Very rarely will I just randomly start talking to somebody in my comment section and then all of a sudden I'm like good friends with them. Like if you have my personal number, you are a very good friend of mine. If we communicate through like social media, you're a friend, you're cool. But don't expect to like, dude, I've had people be like, hey, can I text you? It's easier. I'm like, no, dude.
No.
Literally, this is texting. It's just through a different app, dude. You have to open up the message app on your phone to text me. It's the same thing as Instagram or Facebook, dude. Chill.
So it's not, dude. 100%. Listen, just FYI, I feel privileged because I am one of those people that have your phone number.
That's very true.
So
And that was from the jump too, man. It was
yeah,
like day one, like, here's my number, like, text me,
yeah,
man. Like,
exactly.
because
Yeah,
I knew. And I mean, I can do a pretty good read of the room and stuff, man. And I know, like, if I click with someone like I did with you and Jan and Mike and all those people, dude, it's just like, it's just good people, and you can tell when it's good people and when it's like kind of
yeah,
fakish
yeah.
type stuff, you know.
It's funny though, because like going back to what you were just saying about that, like when I was doing the interview with Brian, and Brian was like, Brian was talking about like how he first met me. We all first met each other for the first time in person, and Brian was like, "That's not Seth. That's not the guy we've seen on camera." And I'm
Right.
like, "Dude, I just met you, bro. It's like, I just can't jump into, happy go lucky like that. I'm like, I got to feel you out. I'm like, you don't know what I'm like off camera. I don't know what you're like off camera, and it's like,
That's true.
so it's like, but then like, yeah, of course, after like 2 minutes, then, he's walking behind me and he's, touching my butt and he's like, "Ooh," and it's like
Doing the normal, man.
yeah, and then we're doing the normal shtick, and then it's, it's all fun. But hey, man, I gotta ask you this because I've seen, pictures and posts and everything like that. Are you going hard on vinyl right now?
I wouldn't say going hard, but I have been purchasing quite a bit of vinyl over the past like 6 months.
So I'm not really like a like a music guy like that, like where I'll go out and I'll just, I'll buy vinyl and stuff like that. So so maybe you can explain it to me. So like what is the lore of buying the vinyl? I mean, is it because, people think it might sound better than a CD, or, people just like having the vintage feeling of just playing a record on a record player?
I think it's just kind of like with nostalgic toys coming back into season per se.
Yeah.
I think vinyls are just making, and CDs are even making a comeback, dude. Like, I think just physical stuff. I wonder how many times I can say I think. People are starting to appreciate physical things now. That's my personal opinion, and because we live in a digital world where everything's on a screen. You know what I mean, dude?
Yeah.
It's just like, and I'm assuming that there are a vast majority of people that are probably around our age that have had physical stuff in our childhood, and now it's starting to be where, because dude, I hate being on my phone all the time, to be honest, man. Like, I have Sonos speakers in every room of my house. I will play a vinyl before I open up my phone, go to the app and play it, because I just enjoy like having something tangible, man, like in my hands. And there's super like collector value in these records. It's ridiculous. It's stupid expensive to some people.
I know. I mean, I've even seen what is it? Kyle posting pictures too of him getting records and stuff.
Yeah, and that, I mean, that's another aspect, because it scratches that itch of just like, oh, I have, this is only limited to 100 copies, so I get it. It's cool little vinyl, but to me, I don't think a lot of people know this, but I grew up. I think it was freshman year of high school. I taught myself how to play guitar. Like junior, senior, and the year after high school, I was in like a hardcore metal band. I love playing music. I love enjoying like that kind of music. And because of Kyle, and as of late, because he ironically worked at a music venue where I played before. So we like somehow were probably in the same room with each other like 10 years ago.
Yeah, never even knew it. Yeah.
Yeah. And he is very into like the hardcore metal type music. So with him having that in common, Craig is into the same stuff, since he's into the same kind of stuff. So with kind of rekindling that love for music again, it got me listening to that. And then Kyle introduced me to like, dude, like vinyls are a thing. And I was like, okay. And I started like liking the vinyl, how they look. And then Karina starts liking it. And then we get a record player. And then like almost every night, dude, I'll have the kids literally pick a letter of the alphabet. And whatever letter it is, I just pick a band and we'll listen front and back. And then I put it away. And then the next night we do something else. But it's just like being able to use it, enjoy it, the feeling of music, dude. Like Joe Rogan said this best, man. If you could fit the feeling that you get when you listen to your favorite song in a pill and sell it, it would be the #1 drug in the world. Like to have that, like just that uplifting feeling, the goosebumps, just like the smile. Like, dude, there's people that cry when they listen to a song. Like to have all those emotions wrapped up into just music and being able to have something attached physically to that, and it's a collector value. It's cool display. Like I mean, that's a super sorry, long-winded answer, but that's what I
No,
fully
it's
believe,
cool,
and
man.
that's how I feel about records. I'm not buying crazy amounts, but if there's a band that I like, I'll buy a record if they have it. Because one, it supports the band, which digital music does not support bands near enough.
Oh, of
So
course not. Yeah, they get they probably get like
yeah,
a minuscule cut compared to the actual physical stuff. Yeah.
I follow a local band. They've actually made it. Like they've gone on like world tours and stuff in that scene. And what their guitarist posted a picture. Dude, it takes like 1,000 or something plays on Spotify to even earn close to $1.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
And like you
I'm
think
learning that.
about it, yeah,
I'm learning that now as it is, because with the podcast, dude,
true,
the I'm not, see, the podcast is more of a passion thing than than
right,
trying to start a business or make money. So it's like I don't really care if I make any money off of that.
yeah,
That's just a passion thing, because I'm talking about wrestling. I'm talking about what I enjoy. But yeah, like one of the things is like you once you hit a certain threshold, which we've already hit with that podcast, you get people wanting to advertise. So
yeah,
one of the things that what is it? Anchor wants to advertise, but it's $15 per thousand view.
yeah.
I don't get 1,000, dude. I'm lucky if I get like 10 people listening to the podcast. You think you think $1,000 is gonna, 1,000 views is really gonna do much for me at the end of the day? So no,
Yeah.
no, it is what it is. But the vinyl thing is cool, man. Listen, honestly, like I would love to come to Ohio and catch a show and watch you play. And obviously you got a band and it's called Pence and the Pence Pack. And be like,
Right?
we are Josh and the Pence Pack.
Dude, hey, me and you will get on stage. Let's do it.
Oh hell
Do
yeah,
what you just did.
Everybody knows dude. You give me a mic, dude. Giving me a microphone is like handing me a loaded gun. Okay, like honestly, like I was so pissed off. I'm so glad we segue into this, because this is a great story. My wife's company Christmas party. Okay, it's on a boat. It's on a boat. It's a dinner boat. It goes up and down the intercoastal in Fort Lauderdale, down in Florida. So we're on the boat, and it turns out that there's karaoke.
Okay.
So we're in the car driving to the boat, and like right as we're pulling into the parking lot, she's like, "Oh, just FYI, there's going to be karaoke on the boat." And I'm like, "Oh, thank God, there's going to be something I can do to help pass the time." And then she turns around and looks at me and says, "If you think for one hot second you're grabbing a microphone and singing karaoke, good sir," she's like, "you are so wrong."
I'm
And
assuming you did not do it.
I was so pissed. Oh, of course I didn't do it, dude. Listen, she's only been at that job for less than a year.
Oh, that makes sense.
So she, she's like, "Oh, I want to wean people into getting to know you rather than you just jumping up and getting in their face." Because I was all set to go up there, grab a mic, and start doing, Careless Whisper. I'm never gonna dance again. I was all set.
She said you're mistaken.
She's like, "You are not doing that." And dude, I was so pissed off the entire night, because I'm watching everybody else doing karaoke, everyone having fun, and I'm just sitting there like, "You took away my fun. You took away my fun."
The one thing.
So yeah. So it's like, oh yeah, dude. Like I said, like giving me a microphone is giving me a loaded gun, dude. I've been wanting to do karaoke for like forever, and it's like that was the closest I've come yet to doing it. So I think what we need to do is, if we all ever link up again, we need to find what area we're in and see if there's like a karaoke bar, and we need to go do that.
Dude, even like a group karaoke, if they would let us do that, they'll kick us out.
Dude, I will sing all kinds of ungodly 80s music.
Oh my God, that would be awesome. I'm down, dude. That would be so much fun.
You guys would see a side of me that you thought you would never be possible. Like you thought, like I'm extreme now. You give me karaoke, it's on like Donkey Kong.
Game over.
But,
wow.
But that's cool, man. With the vinyls and all that stuff. It's like, honestly, it's like the last concert I went to was God knows how many years ago, and I think it was John Mayer. And I went with my wife. Now I like John Mayer. I like John Mayer's music. It's very chill, very chill music.
Yes.
The only and it's because of that concert alone I don't do concerts anymore, because people don't know the meaning of personal space.
Yeah, that's very true.
So and we had seats. It's not like we were on the. It's not like we were on the general admission side on the floor. Up against a barricade or John, I want your body. Your body's a wonderland. It's like But we're sitting in these seats, and my wife is to the left of me, and then there's this drunk couple to the right of me. This drunk woman basically was leaning across my lap the whole night, talking to my wife, and I'm sitting here like this in the seat, and I'm like, because you want love, and swim in a deep sea of blankets.
Dude, people have no concert etiquette.
Yeah, so like I told my wife, like after we got out of the concert, I'm like, I'm never going to a concert again. I'm like, have fun, go by yourself, take your friends. I'm like, we're good.
Yeah, dude, we've ran into that a couple of times because the past 2 concerts we went to, it's an artist called Nico Moon, and he's like a country artist, but he's more like somehow like rap and country, but he sings country, but it's like rap stylized beats with a little bit of country. Like, it's phenomenal, dude. Like, my best friend from high school, literally the only outside of the digital friend that I have, they enjoy that as well, and we went to see him twice in the past like month and a half, and he's been playing at bars because he's not like super big right now.
Yeah.
Same thing, dude. It's all general admission. It's all like shoulder to shoulder, and I mean, at like a country bar, everyone's smacked drunk, and it's just like, dude, like if the girls go to the bathroom, people like suction in around them, and then when they come back they get mad that they want their spot back, and I'm like, yo, you literally just witnessed them leave. Like, can you just let them back? They're like 150 pounds total soaking wet. Just let them through, please. Like, it's ridiculous. Me and Kenny have to watch ourselves in that. Like, we always look at each other, we're like, just calm down, we don't want to get kicked out before we see them. Like, it gets ridiculous.
I feel you, man. You got any new any other than the Thanos? You got anything new on the horizon that you got coming in?
I got the Death Watch Mandalorian that Karina got me for Christmas.
Nice.
And then I have a 501st Deluxe clone coming in. Someone in my group, I said this in the video, but I'll just restate for this too. He had a bunch of rewards points that was expiring or whatever. Yeah, and he pretty much bought the 501st Deluxe, and I got it for like 200 shipped.
That's pretty good.
So he's using Sideshow to directly ship it to me. And dude, I put it in the cart and it added it. It was almost $300 shipped. So I mean, I saved $100. I helped him out because he wanted cash.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, that's perfect.
That's cool.
And then I got the Rey from Rise of Skywalker on the way too.
Nice.
That's what because I sold the Infinity War Iron Spider.
Okay.
Hot toy. Because dude, that integrated suit that they had from the movie, that is pretty much the Iron Spider suit, but a better suit to pose with. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, listen. I mean, I don't know if you got it. The what is it from Far From Home? The upgraded suit.
Yeah.
Dude, that out of every single Spider-Man hot toy I've owned and I've seen, that is the best material they've ever put on a Spider-Man figure. The poses you can get that thing in are probably the best you'll ever get a Spider-Man.
Yeah, I love it, dude. I have because I have the Homecoming homemade suit with the battle damage like head.
Yeah,
I have that one. I have the tech suit that they re-released from Far From Home. I have the one you gifted me, the stealth suit. I have the upgraded suit. And then I had the Iron Spider, but I sold that because the prices are going up on Spidey Hot Toys right now.
Yes, but everything Spider-Man's going up, dude. Yeah, what is it? It was funny too, because like David was like, "Oh, if you come across any Spider-Man Hot Toys, let me know." So I took a picture just to tease him. I took a picture of all the ones that are in my detolf, and he's like, "Oh, are any of them for sale?" I was like, "Wouldn't you like to know?"
Yeah. I'll let you know.
Yeah, I'll let you know.
No, I mean, I'm excited for that Rey because it seems to be like one of the best Reys that they've done, and a lot of people seem to love her. So
yeah, the portrait on that is clean, so it's good stuff. I don't even know what I've got coming in. I mean, I don't have anything on like the only two things I have on pre-order are statues.
Nice,
and I'm waiting for those to come in. It's the both PCS statues. One's the Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the other one's the Rock.
Nice.
So I'm waiting for those to.
So you're like fully going into like focusing on wrestling like through all aspects?
We're slowly making a transition. I don't know if I fully want to transition. Again, this is all like again behind the scenes stuff that like nobody knows. Like like I was thinking about selling off everything. I was thinking about having a Seth a What's Poppin' fire sale. And clearing out all the hot toys and all the statues I got, and then just taking all that money and just refocusing it on the wrestling stuff. So I don't know if I've hit that point yet, if I feel comfortable enough to do something like that.
Yeah.
So maybe what I can do is I could fly you to Florida and you can relive that. You can relive that whole nightmare all over again.
Say less. I would, dude. I love that week. That week was so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, as draining and as shitty as it probably looked, dude, it was so much fun doing all that. I loved it.
Oh, I was in the live stream every night. I was in the live stream every night.
Yeah. I don't know how much longer you want to run, but I have a question. Speaking of the wrestling stuff, have you looked? Is it Storm Collectibles that did the 6 scale like Hulk Hogan stuff? Have you looked at any of that like 6 scale stuff? Or?
So the only company that's ever done 6 scale stuff is Storm Collectibles, and they did those 2 Hulk Hogans. They did the NWO version and they did the red and yellow version. Mm-hmm. I had a bead on the red and yellow version. Someone sent me a link on Macari, and by the time I got there, it was too late. Somebody was selling it for like $200, and I was like, holy shit, that was like a steal, because the cheapest I've seen it has been like $500-600.
Holy
and
shit.
the NWO one at one point I think was up to $1,000.
Wow.
So it's like, those are the only 6 scale wrestling figures in existence as far as I'm concerned, as far as what I've known and what I've seen. I would love Hot Toys or 3-0 to get a freaking license for WWE and start cranking out 6 scale full blown WWE guys or AEW guys, because I would be like, I'd be like, let's just sell all this shit and start from scratch.
Dude, I mean, realistically, man, like, well, it probably would never happen, but man, could you just imagine having like a Goldberg or just like Sting, just like
absolutely.
all the old school guys and like whoever else? But just for me, like WCW was like my thing.
Yeah.
And it would just be incredible if there was a company like even Interbay, like the ones who do the NBA figures.
They did the Jordan. They did the Jordan.
Like
Dude, that's one figure I need to get my hands on, by the way. That's one that I'm still contemplating, is the Jordan. I need that Jordan.
Yeah, I've contemplated many a times, and it's just like, I don't know. Then that's just a rabbit hole for me, probably.
I mean, for you though, it's cool though, because it's like you collect the Jordans anyway, and the fact that it comes with all the Jordan sneakers is freaking dope as hell. So it's like you can have like your full size one, and you have the little miniature ones like next to it.
Yeah, no, dude, that, because for a while, I think within like the last like 18 months, there was a Jordan set available for like retail.
Oh.
Because they did, it was like the trophy room edition where it came with like both jerseys and like all the shoes, and it was retail, but it was still like $400+, which really isn't bad in comparison to what Hot Toys are right now. But yeah, I just never pulled the trigger.
Yeah, man. So it's like, I just do, honestly, dude, if they ever did a freaking 6 scale wrestling figures, I mean, it would be over for me. The
license just must be crazy to obtain, because you would have to believe that a company has at least tried, right?
It is hard to say, because like a lot of these wrestlers don't own their own rights to their stuff. Right. There's very few guys that do that. I think Hogan's one of the guys that owns his own rights. I know The Rock is one of the guys that owns his own rights. CM Punk owns his own rights. Very few guys within the industry. So I can see how difficult it would be, because you wouldn't be negotiating with them. You would have to be negotiating with whatever companies they're under contract for. But I mean, I think we're kind of maybe headed to that way. It might just be a little bit longer. I mean, Super 7 just did figures of Matt and Brian. So, nice. for the major pod guys. So, those figures are getting ready to come out soon. So, it's going that way. Maybe we might get them at some point. I mean, because to me, I mean, that's really the only next evolution they can go of figures is go 6 scale.
And I mean, there has to be a market for it too, man. Like, has to be.
It's kind of hard to say though, dude, because they make so much money selling the figures. Because again, their market is for kids, not adults.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. I only see it as adults because
Yeah.
that's who I like see eye to eye with in this
Yeah.
community. But you're right. I mean, it's the same when people complain about what Star Wars Black Series does. Like, there's 19 Rays. I'm like, well, that's because Grandma knows who Ray is, and she buys Ray for Johnny's birthday.
Yeah.
She doesn't go and look for the 501st Deluxe Trooper with the extra gun. Because
Yeah.
who the hell knows what that is besides us adults who are like aiming for that specific thing. So, I mean, you're all right, man. I mean,
yeah, it's geared towards kids. And I mean, honestly, a $20 threshold for a figure is a lot easier for a parent to swallow than like a $200 to $300 6 scale figure that if the kid doesn't know how to handle it properly, it's good. They're going to destroy it.
Yeah. I mean, you're right.
It's
That's
like,
dude, because if they did do it, that is something honest to God, I would do it because that's my childhood, dude. Like,
I would sell everything and I would sell everything to make that happen.
Oh man, like getting a Lex Luger, a Kevin Nash, a Scott
Hall,
like,
Scott Hall, Diamond Dallas Page.
Yes,
all those guys, man. Even getting the announcers on it too, getting like Bobby Heenan and and Tony Schiavone and all those guys, man, would be awesome.
Get Lawler. His little crown.
Yeah, the king.
Just Sid Vicious. Go like real old school. The Raven.
All those guys, man. Billy Kidman.
Yes.
I mean,
man,
we can go for days with that.
Oh
stuff.
Yeah, and it's just like it's almost pointless to tease ourselves with that. But I'm just thinking, dude, you could get Razor Ramon, you could get the Black and White NWO, the Wolfpack. Hall, like just so many variants of the same person.
Exactly. You got the Red Wolf Pack, the White Wolf Pack.
Yep.
What is it? You got the what was it? They did the Latino World Order.
Oh yeah.
At one point it was Eddie. Yeah, it was Eddie. It was Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio and Conan and all those guys, man. Yeah,
dude. Those were the days, man. Those were fun.
Dude, the Monday Night Wars were the best, dude. The Attitude Era will always be the best era in wrestling.
Yeah, Stacy Keibler. Oh, it's your Stratus. Could you imagine those?
What is it? The Sable and Tori Wilson and
you get China.
China. God, one of my favorite moments in wrestling is one of the signs that some guy was holding up in a crowd when China was wrestling. He held up a sign that said, "I'd rather be in China." And it was like one of the greatest signs ever. And I'm like, dude, these guys that come up with these signs, man, they like must sit and just think about this shit, like have a brainstorming session. All right.
That's the signs you think of during that era, though.
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't even be allowed to write that nowadays.
Oh no. Now they would. Oh yeah, you could bring signs in. They just obviously if it's something that they see that they don't like, they will have somebody come and either escort you out or take the sign away from you.
That's a bummer.
It's like people in WWE still chant CM Punk, and it's like, and people, and obviously he never came back to them and he's in AEW now. Thank God he's wrestling again. Cause my life is complete once again, but it's like, yeah, dude, it's like, but especially when they go to Chicago, it's the worst, dude. And the Chicago fans let them know it every time. So it's good stuff though. But all right, man. So what I like to do when I like to end this show is one of the things I like to do is ask a question. And the question is, what are 3 collectibles in your collection that you would never, ever part with?
Okay. Well, first one is this Scarlet Witch behind me. Because that, quick backstory, Karina surprised me with that for my birthday. And I sold it to Brian. And I got it back through the Big Dub fire sale. So it's my second time owning this, and I will never let it go. Because the hell that I got from her, even though it was for an engagement ring, she didn't know about. But man, as I sold that thing, she was like, "Excuse me." So that's has to be number 1 always. Oh my god, dude, I'm like,
it could be any. I mean, it could be anything. I mean, it could be a pair of J's. It could be a pair of J's. You
can't see them, but the Spider-Man one.
Oh yeah,
the Into the Spider-Verse that Brian bought those for me.
Oh my god! Yeah, remember that.
As a thank you for helping him, which was completely unnecessary. So those I will forever keep those, and then jeez, dude, third, man, this is a tough question, dude.
See, that's what I'm saying. And it's funny too, because everybody's then like, "Oh, what are the ones that you wouldn't get rid of?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not the one being interviewed, so."
Like tip of my tongue, I would honestly probably say this K2SO.
Oh yeah, K2SO is a keeper, man.
Because this is another one that I sold to Brian for the engagement ring, and he thankfully blessed me back with it during the thing. And
Nice.
Karina loves it. This was another one that she like
Yeah.
absolutely hated me for selling, because it's just, I don't know if you've ever seen them in person or if whatever, but dude, it's one of the coolest Hot Toys ever. Just because
I have seen it. Yeah, I have seen it in person. My only gripe about that is that I wish it would have been die cast.
True. I mean, legs being die cast is one
Yeah.
thing, but I don't know, man. It's cool. So yeah, those are my three. We'll do those three.
That's good. That's good, man. I like that. So, guys, what I'm gonna do is that I will leave the links in the description below for Josh's YouTube, Josh's Instagram, and Josh's Twitch.
Oh, wow.
So
That's a
make sure
triple
you go show him some love and support. Go give this man all the love because he deserves every ounce of it.
Man.
You know, Josh, thanks so much for coming on, dude. This has been
Thank
been a blast. I love this is my new enjoyment. I've got so much joy out of doing the podcasting that doing interviews like this now has become like my enjoyment. Like to me, like the toy hunts have become, you know, secondary. Like I'm really enjoy doing more of this stuff than the toy hunts. I mean, who knows? You know, maybe it might lead to something. Who knows?
Dude, I'm telling you, this is a great format, man. Quite a few people have tried it, and I've been on some of them, but dude, I'm telling you, with your reach and with who you know and who you've already had on everything, dude, you can get some interesting people too. Honestly,
honestly, it helps knowing the person too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I know, I have a good idea of like what questions I want to ask and things like that. So it's like, there are other people like, what is it? Like the one I keep referring to right now is Greg Cook. Mm-hmm. So never spoke to Greg, never reached out to Greg. Me and Greg have never had a conversation. Our paths never talk. We know who we are. We know who one another are. Yeah. I reached out to him, asked him if he wanted to come on. He came on. We did it. I'm actually dropping that video this week at some point.
Nice.
And dude,
Very
honestly,
awesome.
one of the best conversations I've had yet.
Yeah, I met Greg a couple of times. Yeah, hung out with him. Yeah, he's awesome.
One of the best conversations I've had yet, dude. Greg is such a chill, down to earth guy, and it was such one of the. And again, me not knowing him not knowing me, it was probably one of my favorites yet. So.
Well, I'm excited to see that one because I know you both.
Oh, yeah. See, there you go. So, all right, guys. So with that being said, if you guys like what you saw, please be sure to give a thumbs up. If you're new, please be sure to subscribe. As always, be sure to hit that bell so you get notified every time another episode of The Collector Shot gets uploaded for your viewing pleasure. As always, you can check out all the excellent content we always offer right here at MCE. And until next time, guys, take a shot. Peace.